So good evening, everyone. My name is Shinta. I'll be your host today for this presentation of how to survive at uni. I have Angeline as well, who will be assisting me on the Zoom today. So thank you, Angeline. So let me introduce myself. My name is Shinta. And I'll be guiding you through how to survive at uni with my own topic, which is you will see later. Okay. Now, before that, I would like to acknowledge the country. We gathered today in this special place to continue our learning journey together. We acknowledge Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people as the traditional custodians of the land upon which we meet. We pay our respects to the elders of the past, present, and future, and acknowledge their spiritual connection to the country. Okay, so also before we begin, let us pray. This is our Catholic prayer, but if you are not Catholic, you can please do pray in your own religion. So let me begin with prayer. In the name of Father, Son, Spirit, Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death. Amen. In the name of Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Amen. So, yes, as you know, my name is Shinta. I was born in Indonesia, actually, but I grew up in a lot of countries, including Australia, the longest one. So my education background, as I promoted outside while I was inviting you people here, I've got a lot of, well, my whole life has been about studying. I'm very eager to know more knowledge and gain more knowledge and skills to whatever I'm doing, in whichever field that I'm drawn into. So it's like I've been collecting all the awards, if you want to put it that way. While I was younger, I started with Bachelor of Hospitality Management in UK. Then when I finished, unfortunately, well, fortunately or unfortunately, I straight away get married, and that hold everything right up. So didn't study anymore, didn't continue anything, working or anything. So it was just always in the background. But then after I have my third kids, then I felt like something was missing. So I want to go into the field again and started to work and also study. So that's what I did. That was like after maybe, yeah, I think 5 years, no, more than that, of having the bachelor. So, oops, hang on. So then I went into the diploma of travel and tourism, because that time travel and tourism was booming in everywhere around the world. So I was looking into it, you know, a quick knowledge for me to get into the workforce. And then one day, after a few years after that, I realized that my hospitality knowledge and travel knowledge wasn't enough. So, and I was drawn into my real passion, which is in the health industry, which of course, at first, when I was little, everybody's, you know, most of little kids dreaming of becoming to be a doctor. But I realized my brain was not enough to memorize a lot of medical terms at that time. So I just take the easy one, which was the Diploma of Air Aviation Emergency when I was working as air ambulance executive. So I took that. And then for me, that wasn't enough. So I also went to Master of Public Health. I thought going to public health gave me a wider scope why certain diseases like COVID, for instance, happen and how do you manage them. And of course, that gave me a leverage to give me a better job. And then, I was offered to have to be an expatriate in another country to manage and open up healthcare in healthcare industry. So then, of course, another diploma after that, and another diploma. And guess what? I also just finished middle of this year, graduated from nursing in at RMIT. That's why I'm invited to talk here at RMIT platform. So yes, so nursing was the highlight of it after all. And then while I was doing the nursing, I thought, oh, I need to specialize something. So I went into the dermatherapy course, which is still ongoing, of course. And then coming up next year, I'll be starting doing Master of Counseling and Psychotherapy. So yes, a long journey of studying for me. And if you realize I'm not that young anymore like you guys, so a lot of things for me, it's I need to know why I want to study. So that is the topic for today. Why, the big why do you want to study? Why do you want to have all of these degrees? So, yep, my employment background, of course, house management, which is being a mom. And I was in the director position for a long time in a healthcare setting. I'm also now a radio hostess, and I volunteer with a lot of organizations, including, of course, the San Francisco Youth Ministry. Yeah, and also if you see me in the ambulance, I joined ambulance one time, there I am. Okay, what made you want to study? That's me when I'm looking like, why do you have to study so hard? And with all of these skills and knowledge, what do I want to do? So first of all, we look at our internally. Why do we want to study? Is it because of ourselves? Is it because of the family pressure? Because as you see with my long list of studying, mostly it was all because of me wanting to gain more knowledge and more skills. It's all about me wanting it to explore. And when I'm doing something, when I'm working at certain field, I want to make sure that all my knowledge and my skills are incorporated, and I'm not doing it out of the book as well. So I want to make sure there's theory in there, but also while I'm doing it, it's also an experience. It's also the practicality of it there. So yeah, you have to search, why do you want to study? Is it for yourself? Is it for the family? You have to think of what do you want? Why do you want it? And then there you go. There's an external one. Is it peer pressure, community pressure? There are some people who, let's say, they want to go to a certain field or certain studying certain things because of the peer pressure. Oh, my friend goes to that school or goes to that subject, so I also want to follow. And is that enough craving for you to sustain your study journey? And of course, the next one is job. Like we see now, during COVID, during lockdown, there are a lot of nurses, lack of nurses, a lot of healthcare professionals. Therefore, they are getting back all the retired one, they're retraining them and things like that. So why do you want to study? There will be a lot of internal and external factors, but this is what you need to list by yourself in order for you to be able to sustain. And every day, it's a reminder for you, why do you want to study? So you will not give up halfway. Look, this is me. Most of the times during assignments, exams, this is what I look like. Really, I'm not kidding you. Most of the times I will be like, oh my God, what have I done to myself? Why do I need to study more? Why do I have to commit myself into this exam or assignments? Why do I have to memorize all of this? So lots of questions. Now, remember, if you don't list the factors, what factors make you study, this will be a problem. You will give up so easily, and of course, you will be stressed out. And panic attack come, anxiety come, everything will come crumbling down on you. Okay. So these are some of the reasons why. Why do you want to study? Look, plan for the future. I think that is external as well, right? External factor. Why do you want to be in your field? Why do you want to take your field? Do you see any future there in your field? I remember a long time, like in my time, 20 years ago, a lot of people went to IT because IT at that time was booming. And now, 20 years after, people goes not to IT, but they go to what is it? Intelligence, IO, intelligence something. So it changed throughout the years. Is it for your further education? But why is it? Why do you need to take it? Is it because you want the knowledge? Is it because you want the skill? Or you want to earn praise from family, from your friends, other factors, externally, internally, or even for yourself? Do you want to earn praise for yourself that you said, okay, I want to take this because I know after I'm taking this, I'll be better. Some people do that. Some people like to challenge themselves. And top grades, yes, people do that as well as a reason, because they've been competing with their grades all along, and then maybe the family said, oh, you've been in top 10 whole life, and then now you still have to survive until you become an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, or something like that. No regrets. Maybe for me, that is one of my reasoning. No regrets. I like to try everything, learn everything, so that in the end, I will have no regrets for myself. Like, why didn't I take that? You know, I always have that cravings of knowledge, I told you. And if I think I could not do that, I think myself as what is lacking in me that I could not do that job. So I will study for that job. Be the best. Be the best is hard. You know, I actually wrote something about being the best last night in my Facebook wall. Being the best is not everything. You cannot be the best in everything. So be gentle with yourself, because in this world, there's always there are always people who can do sub-field. For example, in a medical field, we have doctors, right? That's your GP, that's your primary doctor, GP. Then you have a specialization, which is, let's say, what can we say? Cardiology. Cardiology is a specializing in heart, okay? But there is also a subspecialized in cardiology. So there are different types of cardiologists. So there are micro field. So if you said you want to be the best, I think you're putting so much pressure on yourself for being the best in everything. But being the best in what you do at that time, it's okay, as long as you don't put too much pressure on yourself. Okay. Now, the reasons why also self-development, which is part as well to my studies. So I'm improving daily and improving with all the knowledge, improving with all the skills that I've got, so then I can multitask. I can do a lot of things with the skills and the knowledge that I have. And then meaningful career prospects. Yes, that helps as well, because as you heard just now, I said when I took the Master of Public Health, I was offered a good job, a directorship in overseas as an expatriate. So that is that was a nice career. If you think you want a career prospects, okay. So let's find out why it is important to you. If it is important to you, you will find a way to do it. This is why the why question is very important. Why do you want to do your subject? Why do you want to do your field? Why do you want to study? Because everything in the end comes down to, if it is important, you will find a way to do it. There are a lot of excuses a human can make. And this is an everyday battle in our mind. Even going up from bed, isn't it? In the morning. So you need to ask, why do I get up from bed in the morning? You will think, oh, I have this, I have plans for the day. So that is your plan. Same with study. If it's important, you will find a way. If not, you will find an excuse for not doing it. Oh, I give up already because it's too hard, too tired, too complicated, too much of stress, too much hassle. In the end, because a lot of things in your mind, and you make that as an excuse for it to be okay, then you might give up halfway, which is, of course, if that's in the middle of the way, if you find it's not in your passion, if you think, oh, I better change course because this is not the way I'm going, I want to go, you still can do it. No one will stop you. But remember again, you need to find out why. Okay. So there you go. Your passion. It's very important to find your passion. I realized, remember when I switched my hospitality, tourism, which because I like traveling, I love traveling, and I love being involved with servicing. Hospitality is about servicing people. So I love the ambience of all those. But then it's not my passion. I realized, yes, I studied all of that for my knowledge, but that's not my passion. My passion all along was still in healthcare, in medical sector. So no matter what I did before, it leads up to the passion, because that's all about what I want, what I really want. And then we have attitude. Attitude meanings like the attitude of you studying, like how do you want to treat it? What kind of attitude are you bringing to the study? Positive? Negative? The next one is principles in life. So what is your principle in life? You want your study to be pleasing to your parents, pleasing to you, pleasing to the society? Or what is your principles you're taking that subject? Or what is your principles of getting through the worst moments of your study? Knowledge. Why is it important for you to have that knowledge? Skill also. Why is it important for you to have that skill? Right? So if you are studying to become an engineer, let's see, why do you need that knowledge, or do you need that skill? And then you also have to suit your budget, of course. You cannot just say, okay, I like to go to medical school, but then I don't have the budget for it. So what do you have to do? You have to work to get into medical. But then if you don't have the strong why you want to go to medical school for 7 years to become a GP, just GP only, then you might end up with frustration, stress, and in the middle of it, you always want to give up. Your circle of influence, who influence you to be in that field, to have to study, to motivate you. This is very important, because when I was doing my nursing, the last one, there comes a time where, you know, everything is a chaos. Everything was a chaos. Every assignments, every exams, everything, every single thing. And if you don't have good circle, you don't have good motivator in your team, in your maybe classmates or your best friends, you will not be able to pull through, because then you only get negative feedback, and your brain do not need that. Your brain needs supports. Your brain needs to tell you, come on, keep going. It's almost at the end. So your circle is the most important thing as well. And outcome. Why? Why do you need the outcome? As I said, maybe you want a better, you think by you having that degree, you will be able to have a good outcome, as in career prospects or income later on, the stability of it, the stability of your career and those things. So you need to find out this why. List it one by one. List it, write it down. Write it down. Because most of the times, if it's up in your head only, you will forget. And when you forget, it's very easy to give up. So always write it down. Why do you want to get that school? Why do you need to study in that field? Why it is important for me to get that degree? All of those factors then will link up in your understanding, in your own understanding of, okay, I will be able to pull through no matter what, because these are my guidelines. So you have like a Bible of study. That is your why. Why it's very important. I think in everything I do up till now, why has been the first and biggest chunk of everything in my thought process. Why do I do that? Why do I do that? Do this? So a lot of reflections that I made, it was also coming from the why. Why do I write that? Why do I have that feeling? Why do I think like that? So yes, everything is a why. If you know your why, then you know what it is for and who it is for and why do you need that. Okay. All right, so success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and out, according to Robert Collier, which I think is really true, because without the small step, you cannot straight away go to the top. It's like you're going to staircase. You need that small steps to go to the top. You cannot just jump. Well, you could if you have the mode of transport to go to the top. But I think lots of us will need a small step to be in there. And I think small steps are good, because when you have your success suddenly, it is, for me, I think it's not as painful and memorable as that small steps, because in every small steps, there will be problem. In every small steps, there will be lesson to learn. In every small step, there will be rewards. So I always embrace the small steps, and I always, most of the times, reward myself with small steps before I go to the big step. So that's why you need the why repeated in your mind. It is a process. So if you know all your why, if you have wrote it down, already, then process it in your mind repeatedly, every single day. That's how you get up every morning. And that's how you want to sleep with peaceful mind, because then you know there is a purpose for you to go, to want to go to where you want to go, isn't it? You do not want to be going to sleep with a stressful mind, with a lot of burden in your mind, thinking that, oh my God, tomorrow is an exam day. Oh my God, I have so many assignments, I haven't write it up, and lots of things. And this is maybe for people who are only concentrating on their study is very easy. What about me, for example? I was studying. I also have a full-time job, and I also volunteer in the weekend. I'm a single mom as well. And there are a lot of things going on in my life. So if I don't know my why, I'm studying and knowing what the outcome will be, I don't think I will survive with that, because it's too many. It's too stressful. It's too much. But so far, all of that, I have been enjoying every process of the pain. And I've been enjoying every process of success. And of course, failures as well. You have to consider that in. What if I fail in some way? Don't worry, because if you fail in something, you should be thankful that you can learn from that failure. So you can either repeat it, do something else. So failure is not everything. Failure is not at the end of the world. Okay, so that you need to remember that if you fail in something, no matter what, study, relationship, anything it is, that means you are given the chance for you to study and learn more. Yeah, so don't think that's the end of the world. Yeah, so I think I made myself very clear here. Repeat the process in your mind, please, so you will get your success. And that's all for me tonight. I thank you very much for listening. I hope you get something out of my presentation today and learn something from me. If you would like to know more of my life stories, because sometimes I post whatever I'm doing in my Instagram at my dear Shin, you can always approach me, ask me questions, and I'll be happy to assist you in any way I can. Yeah, and I can help you with my experience, and I hope that you'll be able to open up your mind as well, and make you successful in the end and reduce your stress level. Thank you so much, everyone. I'll return the screen to Angeline. Thanks, Angeline.
Thank you, Shinta, for presenting for us. I'm sure everyone is very grateful, and your advice is very enlightening, and I've definitely learned some new things myself. So thank you so much for presenting for us. We really appreciate it. I know you're busy, but yes, many thanks.
You're welcome. Okay.
I'll stop the recording now.